Alright, I guess we are back with more sad sucks. And I believe this is chapter 2, and it's longer than the first one. So this might be kind of a long video. Alright, well, here we go. It's just called chapter 2, So his name is John Egbert? Rose interrogates you at the lunch table. Yeah, John Egbert. She looks at you amused. I sit right next to him in science. We have a project we're working on together currently. I could put in a good word for you. She jabs at you, reading you like a book. Moments later, Jade's sitting down. You don't respond to Rose. She's going to start playing her mind games with him now that she knows. So is the sub in math nice, Dave? Jade asks you, taking a bite out of her peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, she's pretty chill. You look down at your food. You pick up one of the chicken nuggets and start eating. Like always, it gets silent while you eat. You really need to start hanging out with some other boys. Girls can only do so much as your friends. They don't understand the emotions that you feel. Though you never want to lose them, they know you better than anyone else. Jade and Rose discuss their plans for a sleepover that weekend. You make jabs at them since they do this almost every weekend. You don't really have much to talk about today. That blue-eyed boy clouding your thoughts. You've only seen him smile once or twice. He's shy, which you find really cute. He's bashful. You want to be the one he doesn't mind telling anything to. Yeah, we're having my cousin over for dinner tonight. He hasn't gotten a chance to see Grandpa in a while, and he really wants to, said Jade. Oh, that's alright. I don't mind, but I could stay over Saturday into Sunday instead if you want to spend more time with him. No, me and John talk a lot over Skype, and he really wants to come see Grandpa. You look up at Jade. You think of John, then take in how she looks. No freaking way. John Egbert? Rose inquires, seeing the question that was poisoned on your lips. Yeah, you know him? I sit next to him in science. We're working together on a project currently. That's awesome. We can probably all play a game or something. Hey, Dave? You make yourself sound uninterested. You want to come? Obviously not to spend the night, but I don't want John to be the only boy. And there aren't a lot of three-person games. Your heart skips a beat. You're going to be formally introduced to him. You're going to be playing games with him. You're going to get to talk to him. Sure, you say aloof. Don't want to look as nervous as you now feel. You have until tonight to figure out how you're not going to lose your cool when you talk to him. Great. Oh, my teacher's here. I'll talk to you guys later. You look at Rose. So you're going to get to be with him for a night. It's a step in the right direction. She smiles devilishly. Your teacher just came into the cafeteria for the class. You've never been happier to go back to language arts. I gotta run. I'll talk to you later, Lalonde. You too, Dave. You take your tray and line up with the rest of the class. You walk back, sit down in your seat in the back of the class. You only half pay attention for the rest of the day. It's too hard to focus when thoughts of John are swirling around in your mind like a summer breeze. As you're about to climb up the bus stairs, you hear a crashing of papers on the ground. You turn to see whose they were. You think it was fate. You think that some unseen force let this happen. You see John, scrambling to pick up his papers. You walk over, bend down, and help him. When he notices, you take note of the little pink that dusts over his cheeks. Thanks, he says as you hand him the papers that you picked up. No problem. You turn and walk back to your bus. Climbing up the stairs, you almost smile. When you sit down at the last seat, which you sit in by yourself, you do smile. That adorable pink blush confirms just what you'd hoped. He had a thing for you. But even knowing it, you know you don't have the guts to say anything. When you get home, walking up the multiple flights of stairs to your apartment, Bro doesn't go to work for a few hours. You walk right into his room because you aren't gonna knock. He looks up at you from his computer chair. What? Can I go hang out with Rose, Jade, and John later? The third name gets his attention. If you tell me who John is, sure. Most people think Bro isn't a good parent. In actuality, he's really protective of you. He likes to make sure you're going to be safe, and he usually does take interest in your life. John is Jade's cousin. He's our age. He nods a little. Go ahead. If you decide to stay over since you guys lost track of time, or if you need me to pick you up sometime, or something, text me. Okay. With that, you leave his room. You have your phone out and you text Harley. TG. Yo, what time is this thing going down? She replies to you almost instantly. GG. That depends. Do you want to eat dinner with us, cool kid? You figure you'd be fending for yourself tonight anyway. TG. Sure. GG. Okay, then be over here around 5:30. TGK. A few hours pass by slowly. You take a shower. Let your hair air dry like always, and then style it the way you want it. You throw on your signature record shirt and black skinny jeans with your red Converse, placing the anime shades back on your face after cleaning the smudge on them. You look at yourself and think that you're ready to go. Want me to drop you off on my way to work, Bro asks you, standing in your doorway. Sure. You both go downstairs and get in his old pickup truck. He drops you off at Harley's, and you wave to him over your shoulder before you knock on the door. He drives away when it opens and he sees Jade. Hey Dave, come on, we're all waiting for you. She takes you by the hand, closing the door behind you both. She rushes you both into the living room where you see John and Rose playing Super Smash Bros. Jade lets go of your hand. Rose and John look at you, John's cheeks turning that light shade of pink again. You almost smile. Hello Dave, Rose says. So, you nod a little to John. He barely waves in response. You all sit and play, John being silent and looking over at you from time to time. You sat right next to him. Rose scooted over so Jade could sit next to him, so he wasn't in between two strangers. He's taking the liberty of when he readjusted to be slightly closer to you. Not that you mind at all. Not one bit of you has a problem with him being closer than he was before. Dinner's done, kids. Dinner's done. Grandpa Harley's deep and strong voice calls into the room. You all turn off the game and go into the dining room. John takes a seat next to Jade. Then Rose sits across from Jade, and you across from John. Jade's grandpa sitting at the head of the table. You all say thank you and enjoy his delicious food. You all have small talk while you're eating. Jake, as he has insisted you call him, is telling you another story of his adventures. They are really pretty interesting. He's seen it all. After dinner, John goes and wanders off with Jake. You don't see much of John for the rest of the evening. Time sure does fly, though. You get a text from Bro around midnight. He's going to go out and DJ soon, and he just wanted to know what your plans were. Yeah, it is pretty late. Come to think of it, I don't know when John's supposed to go home either. I'll be right back. You wait for her return. You and Rose exchanging a few words while she's gone. Are you happy with how things went tonight? I got to hang out with him a little. I feel like I've made my progress. She smiles, and is about ready to reply when Jay comes back in. We can drive you home. We're going to drive John home too, is that okay? Yeah. Another chance to be close to him. You're starting to feel nervous again. You text Bro and that they're going to drop you off because they're dropping John off too. He says he's cool with it and that he'll see you later. Nothing spectacular happens on the drive. They drop you off first and take note of what direction, and you take note of what direction they go in the first corner that they turn, which makes them go out of sight. You get back up into your apartment. You close and lock the door, walk into your room. You think of how he looked at you while you were all driving. Even in the dark, you could see his eyes scan over your profile. You undress and lay down into bed in all your boxers. You place your shades onto your dresser and stare at the ceiling. After turning off the lamp in your room, the street lamp's casting a silver light onto your room. It's then that it hits you. Tonight was the first night that you've really met him. You want him to be yours. You close your eyes, thinking about his pale skin, his wonderful buck-toothed smile, and his bright blue eyes that are such a stark contrast to his messy black hair. You wake with a small start looking around. It's still dark. You think about what's actually going on again. That you're in his backyard. That he isn't really here. That what you were dreaming of was 5 years ago. Not yesterday like it feels. You lean your head back again. The brick of the wall lightly scraping against the back of your neck. You don't mind. You just go back to sleep. More dreams of him breezing through your mind. You've been dating for a little over a year now. You haven't told Bro, and he hasn't told his dad. You've been out walking like you do sometimes. It's starting to get dark. The street lamps are just starting to turn on. You're walking down the street back to his house, where you're spending the night. The perks of neither of you telling your guardians. You can still have sleepovers. Okay, so that was chapter 2. I think it keeps switching back and forth between what he's dreaming and what's actually going on. So sorry if it gets a little confusing. I will try to distinguish between the two as best as I can. If you're reading along, you can tell, but other than that, you guys are just listening. So that was chapter 2 of Why I Still Want You Here. Thank you for listening. Alright, bye.